Hey guys, so today I have another trade video for you guys. This trade, me and Teng from Instagram have been discussing since I would say January. He's made some solid offers over the past couple of months, but when he made this final offer, I thought I would be foolish not to accept it, as there's some great value that he put towards one of my cards, which you can probably guess from seeing the background. I am missing the number 1 Pikachu now. So yeah, I did trade it. But yeah, let's get into the cards that I got in return. Now, some of these cards are in the new slabs and some are old. And there's one card that is ungraded as well. If you give me a second, I just have to grab something. It is part of one of the cards, so I will show it near the end when I get to that particular card. So first off, we have a Mewtwo just a regular secret rare, but this was given out at the Mewtwo HR competition. If I'm not mistaken, this version has 600 copies given out, as the original Masked Royal Zekrom, each of those had 100 copies each. But for the Mewtwo, they did 2 cards. So the first one is this one, which will go into my Mewtwo collection. And the second one, of course, is the HR version, the hyper rare. I think this has 300 copies given out in total, and it is a PSA 10. I was planning on buying one when they originally came out, and I never got the chance as I had other things going on and the price just kept on going up. I think it's around the $1,000,000 mark at the moment, but seeing that there's only 300 copies, it is one of those cards which will gradually go up, as the Zekrom I think is touching 2 million, and same with the Masked Royal. So those are the first 2 cards. Now, a couple of these cards are not something you would associate with me since they are English, but in the trade they did bring some value. Next up, we have a Crystal Hollow Charizard from Skyridge. It's a PSA 10. Now, some of these cards, as I said, are in the old cases, as you can tell from the cert. So I will most likely get these recased. As you can see, there are scratches on these old cases. It's pretty banged up, the case itself. But the cards themselves are pretty nice. I did go over them before I decided to take the deal. You can see a lot of scratches on the case. I have contacted Ludkin, so hopefully he can get me a quicker turnaround for recasement. Next up, we have a Shining Charizard First Edition PSA 10 from Neo Destiny. Same again, super old case. I think when I originally started grading, my first order was a 19 cert. So some of these are before and some of these are within the next year, because I think it was around that 2014-15 range when they started doing the clam style cases. As you can tell from this one, it's literally 2 pieces if you've never seen the old cases, and they did a seal in between. When someone does try to tamper with these, you can never get a clean seal. It's always like a frosted seal. So I did check these as well, and all of them checked out to be legit. these were super easy to open back in the day. All you needed was a screwdriver in the middle, just shank it a bit and it would fall apart. So I'm pretty glad they did go to that clamp style case. And even if you drop these, you did get a crack all the way if you dropped it on a hard item. Next up we have Gold Star Charizard from Dragon Frontiers. PSA 10. Most of these just have a couple nicks of whitening, as you can see. There's one up there. Nothing major. I would say there's better PSA 10s, but I've seen a lot worse as well. So all of these are like in that middle ground. They're not perfect, but they're not the worst either. Next up we have what we call, stuck together, there we go, the no name Neo trainers. This is the number 1. As you can see, this one is missing the name and also the region the tournament was held at. Past 2 years, a couple sellers on Yahoo Japan have been putting these on the market. It's presumed these are archival copies, which were probably given out to high-ranked employees. I don't think the lower-end employees would have got items like these. Probably like the top designers or the artists themselves would get a copy. But another thing is, these were the cards given out at the tournament, at the award ceremony. Because at the time, of course, Pokemon wouldn't print the names and the area on the spot at the tournaments. So for picture purposes, these are the cards that the winners got to take photos with. And after a week or two, they would receive their copy in the post with their name and the tournament details printed onto the card. It is a PSA 10. There's the back of it. Just got that tiny bit of whitening right there on the top, right there. But super nice card nonetheless. Next up we have a Play Promos Umbreon. PSA 10. Probably the first high-end card I purchased back in the day. I think the first set I bought was around £800, and then I bought another set for $1,000 from the Silvestros back in the day. I did check my old pop reports just in case this was one of mine, but as I said, the first order I've ever done was a 19 set. So looking back, I think Ed E. Birdman was the only other guy grading items like these. So this must be one of his copy from back in the day. Same again, super old case. So we'll be getting this sent off for a new case put on it. Next up we have a Trophy Kangaskhan PSA 7. It's got a nice swirl right there. Only thing putting this off is, as you can see, the centering is a bit off. There is some front silvering right there and a bit on this edge as well. And it does have some whitening on that bottom board. Let me just try and see if I can get the card down to show you guys. So I've got whitening on the corners right there. These scratches are actually on the case itself. And I think there's just a tad bit right up there. And one nick right there. See if I can catch it. But overall, it's a solid 7. It might go up to an 8 considering the damages are very minor. So I may send this off again just to see if I can get an 8 on it. But either way, a solid 7 card. Can never get old. There we go. We've got a PSA 9 in the background as well. So super nice. Next up is a card that originally came in one of these cases. So it is a Pika trophy. It is from the second tournament. As you can see, they did start doing the second tournament in 1997. This was held on 8th of December. And it's the third place from the second tournament. So super nice to have another case of the original Pikas. To show you the card itself, here we go. It is the number 3 Pika. We got the third tournament. No, yeah, these are actually the same, as this is a second tournament copy too. So someone did find out on the sheet when they print these cards, the holo is just a tad shifted. So on some copies, it's more visible where you can match how the holo has moved on from card to card. As you can see, both have these 2 massive orbs. So I'm going to try and see if I can notice some more similarities between them. Personally, I would think this gets an 8 if graded. It does have a chunk of whitening on the back, which I'll show you guys in a second. But it's full of colour, no fading on this whatsoever. So chunk of whitening is just there, and this is mostly down to that plastic sleeve that's within the case, as I do hate those. I've had a few cards that have been damaged because of it, but apart from that, super nice, super clean. It's just got that nickel whitening there and that bit right there. Overall, I would think this gets an 8. It might push like 8.59, but it would be in that bracket, I would think. I'm gonna look at what the cards I have to send off for grading. I'll definitely have the VS cards, which I'm planning on using CGC, mainly due to I just want them authenticated rather than have a physical grade to them. Mostly down to each one will vary quite a bit. It might be like a 5, some maybe 8. So I'd rather just have them all in the same authentic labelled slabs. So I reckon it'll just look better that way. But hopefully in the next week I'll see what to do with this. I might even send this off to Ludkins as well and see what he can do. Might be able to give me a good rate. So there's the number 1 Pika. And as you've seen, I've got quite a few Zards in the deal. And the main card is also included. The first edition base set Charizard PSA 10. This is one of those cards which wasn't really on my radar. When I was in the hobby, this was like a £500–600 card. And usually that would get you a trophy Kangaskhan, and usually I would always go for the Japanese trophies rather than this. But it is historic, it is iconic, and the deal, I'm valuing the deal at about 600k, give or take the market condition. Like it could go up like this. There was a sale for what, 399k beginning of last month, and then the last copy was around that 311 mark. So there is a 100k difference with this card itself. So with the Pika, I would say 150 to 200k range, seeing that PSA 7.5 TMB number 3 got what, 100k. So being a Pika trophy, it's got the original case. It is one of the copies that was given out at a tournament, so I would put that in that range. And with the other cards, I'm seeing that 600k mark is the total value of these cards. And the reason I did the trade was I don't see anyone spending 600k at the moment for the Pika number 1. I do see it being a much higher value card down the road, being a PSA 10 number 1 Pika. So it was hard, but I thought if I'm getting 10 cards, it might be easier to move a couple, get some money back in case some other deals pop up. Like this deal was amazing. I think I paid just over 40k for the set, which I just had to do. I did make some quick sales. I did use some backup money that I kept saved because I really wanted to buy the VS set. And same again, I will most likely get this recase, then I'll probably see what to do with it. But the back of it is pretty nice. There is a bit of a whitening just right there on the edge, and there is a nick on the top itself. See if I can zoom in. So there is a bit of whitening just right there, but apart from that, it is super nice. Most of these specs are on the case itself. It is a solid grade. There's a tad right there, nothing major. Same again, I've seen better, I've seen a lot worse when it comes to PSA 10s over the years. So, and there is no hollow print lines either from what I saw. So super happy having been able to hold this card, and so I do own it. Some of you guys know what I've held over the years. I'm just grateful really to having owned all these cards over the years, and this is like icing on top of the cake really for this year, considering the price rise. It's not obtainable for a lot of people anymore, so it is a shame really, but that's how the market goes. So even if these drop let's say 30-40%, I'm pretty sure there are people there waiting to buy them up. So I don't see a big collapse in prices as the other people are waiting to buy. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens over the course of the next year and following years. So yeah guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of the trade, if I did a good job, or if you think I should have kept the Pika, as I did consult a couple of collectors that I'm close to, and the majority did say it's a good deal to take, and I did take their advice on board when making this decision. So yeah guys, thanks for watching.